So
And I had a feeling of great triumph and victory.
Let the truth be told. Want the truth, you came to the right show. Talk to me, tell me what's going on. Alan and MJ, we talk about back in the day to up to date, and you know it's nothing but love and no hate. FD Reese gave us the okay. Okay, let's go. Welcome to the Lineage Show. Okay, let's go. The Lineage.
Form the front line of that march. To my left, march Jose Williams holding his ball. I march next to him. Mrs. King march next to me. Dr. King march next to her. On the way to the Capitol. You hear Dr. King make that speech that day. I sat on that platform, looked out over that sea of humanity, and I had a feeling of great triumph and victory. After having gone through all of the indignities, all the sacrifices, not all seemed
The Lineage.
welcome to the Lineage. Welcome to the Lineage. I know we came in a little late. Sorry about that. Hella business. Welcome to the Lineage podcast. It's always great to be here on this Thursday. We appreciate everybody joining us. This is one of our favorite things to do every week. We look forward to this. MJ Reese, Alan Reese, the Lineage podcast. You know, if you don't know why it is called the Lineage podcast, I'll give you a brief explanation. We are the grandsons of the Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese, the man who invited. Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna stop saying he invited Dr. King VII because that seems like that was the only singular thing he did. And let me correct myself. He was the chief orchestrator of the voting rights movement.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Say it again.
The chief orchestrator of the voting rights movement. He just didn't invite Dr. King. He's the reason Brown Chapel is the mother church of the civil rights movement. He had SNCC. He was leader of the Teachers March, the Teachers Movement, the Selma Teachers Association, and the president of the Dallas County Voters League.
He got booed for inviting Dr. King. So when you say chief orchestrator, that lets you know that it's a booklet. It's a collage of things that people need to look up.
Correct.
That the reason why you say that in inviting Dr. King is just one of them.
Just one of them.
Okay.
That's really was 5% of it. But we can go book a tour if you want to know all of that. FD Reese historical tour. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and take care of the announcements, if you will. Listen, if you haven't booked the FD Reese historical tour, please do it. I know I keep saying it every week. Please do it. We just was in Selma last Saturday for a tour. Had a great time. They really enjoyed themselves, and we added the Ebenezer Baptist Church to the tour.
That's right.
The reason why we've added the Ebenezer Baptist Church now has historical markers in the front of the church that displays the history of Ebenezer Baptist Church. And of course, Reverend F.D. Reese was pastor there for 50 years. So his name is on the markers. Also, the other pastors, two pastors that was before him, and the current pastor, which is also the Mayor Perkins, Pastor Perkins. So yeah, we added that to the tour, and it made the tour longer, but hey, it is what it is. We was
what it is, MJ.
Yeah, it is what it is. So if you haven't booked the FD Reese historical tour, here's a picture. Go to TripAdvisor or Viator, or you can just Google FD Reese historical tour, and it'll come up and book it, and we will drive to Selma and give you the tour. Also, if you don't have the book, Selma's Self-Sacrifice, you want to get this book. It's the autobiography of Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese, written by himself and Mrs. Kathy Walters. You don't want to not have this book in your collection. Trust me, you don't want to not have this book in your collection. Also, if you want some apparel with FD Reese face and signature on it, on socks, shirts, hats, we got it all. Go to www.historyonapparel.com. and you will get some apparel and everything. Now, as I don't know if you've seen social media lately, but I made a video last night, and we are now kicking off the Art of Facts officially, the Art of Facts Library Tour. It is at McDonough Public Library. It will be October the 7th, which is next Saturday. If you are in the McDonough area, or even if you are not, you can travel. The time will be 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Here's the address: 1001 Florence, McGarity Boulevard, McDonough, Georgia, 30252. What can you expect from the library tour, the Art of Facts Library Tour? Well, I'll tell you what you can expect. Me and my brother have mentioned hundreds of times that as we were on this journey, when we started the foundation, bro called me and said, bro, we need to start the foundation. You do this, do that. And we said, okay. So along the way, someone said, hey, man, y'all need to do some tours out of your grandfather and grandma.
I like to give people credit.
Go ahead. Who said?
Lydia Chapman.
Lydia Chapman.
You the one called and said, Alan, y'all need to do a FD Reese tour.
There you go.
It's a shame that we don't have one, so that's something that y'all should think about. So I got it, because we don't like when people don't mention FD names, so we got to mention the names who gave us gave us advice on something.
Facts. Lydia Chapman said we should do tours. So as we were trying to get the house, clean and ready for tour guests, we found I'll say about over 500 artifacts in this particular room upstairs, where grandmom and granddaddy kept pretty much storage. And we know how it all is. In our houses, it may be the bonus room, the basement, the garage. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So we found these artifacts, and these are original artifacts. We found letters between grandfather and Dr. King, and we found different certificates that granddaddy has. We found when him and the Dallas County Voters League, members of the Dallas County Voters League and the LCLC were suing the city of Selma. We found it all. So what we said, our team came up with an idea we should do a library tour. And so we're going to display 8 to 10 of these artifacts. We're going to blow them up and display it. And of course, talk about grandfather, kind of like a mini tour, what we do on the FD Reese Historical Tour. We'll be bringing it to Atlanta in hopes of that we can take this tour to schools and different venues or what have you. So that is what we're doing. And it kicks off, like I said, once again, next Saturday, October the 7th at the McDonough Public Library. There's the address there, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The FD Reese Foundation, Frederick D. Reese Foundation, will be there and accounted for and in attendance. And we'll be there to answer questions and fellowship, man. It's going to be a great time. So I'm excited about that. We have that coming up. So keep that in your announcements. Now, y'all know, before we get into the show, y'all already know First Nurse Kimberly Reese, once again, is doing First Nurse thing. She is in the field, but she always sends her segment in, so she won't leave the Lineage podcast hanging. So we're gonna display First Nurse Kimberly Reese, her segment for today, and then we'll go to commercial, and then we'll be right back. So First Nurse Kimberly Reese, here we go.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thankful Thursday. This is your First Nurse Kimberly, here to give you your weekly dose of health information. We are officially into fall season, which means that we are also entering into cold and flu season. Although flu and cold virus can spread all year round, in the U.S., flu season typically starts in October and continues into May. The peak of flu season is between December and February. Research shows that during these months, people are indoors more often, which allows viruses to pass more easily from one person to another. So here are some things that you can do naturally to help your body fight viruses. First, staying hydrated is very important. Drinking plenty of water is very essential. Water oxygenates the cells, which allows them to work at its full capacity and protect effectively from viruses. Also, sleep at least 8 hours daily. The body repairs and heals during sleep. Avoid white sugar. Processed white sugar, such as candy and baked goods, are known to increase inflammation throughout the body, which makes it hard for the body to fight off viruses. Instead of white sugar, use natural sweeteners such as honey. Honey can be added in your hot teas. It is known to treat inflammation, cough, and fever. Eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, and include healthy components in your diet, such as black seed. Taking a teaspoon of raw organic black seed once a day can boost your immune system. You can also use the black seed oil. Ginger in your teas is very useful. Ginger is a very powerful antiviral food. Using ginger and honey is an excellent combination used in teas to fight off viruses in the body. You can also use turmeric, citrus fruit such as lemon, oranges, and also garlic and onions, and cinnamon has an antiviral component as well. Performing proper hygiene and frequently washing your hands plays a critical role in preventing and spreading germs. You should thoroughly wash your hands before, during, and after preparing food, before meals, and after meals.
Welcome back. We appreciate First Nurse Kimberly Reese giving us those jewels. As always, cold and flu season is here, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know this that time of the year. Sometimes some of us get caught slipping.
Yeah,
and we're not prepared. So everything that she said, all the remedies that we can do to kind of prevent it and slow it down and kind of block it a little bit, please take heed. Today we're going to, at the end of last week's show, my brother was like, man, we should talk about kind of relationships, marriage, and the expectations and realistic or unrealistic expectations of a marriage, relationship, or whatever. And so what I want to do is kind of play you what kind of started it, the Tyler Perry video. We'll play that and then we'll go into a couple of more clips. So let me play this first.
And a lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men, right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can because his gift may not be your gift, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you've handled the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
So Mr. Tyler Perry got a lot of pushback for that opinion. Like I said last week, I'll just say just a little quick recap. I agree with his stance, but a lot of people took when he said light bill, they took that literally.
I think he was being facetious on that, man.
Yeah.
Let's keep things into context on what he was saying and what was the objective of what he was trying to get across to the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know else who had a video like that on Marvin Sapp. Did you ever see his video?
I did see his video.
And he got he didn't care about the pushback he was getting, but he was right. And he's a man of God.
Right.
Pastor. And you don't want to get wisdom from your pastor. So,
Right. Like I said, I agree with his stance. Just the light bill. They don't take that literally.
Yeah.
So me and you had our opinions on what he was saying. But I have a clip of a man saying men unrealistic expectations, and I have a clip of a woman saying her expectations. So I'll play them and then we'll give our opinion, and then I'll play this video. This another video. It didn't go viral, but it's a video of a soon-to-be bride kind of talking to her fiance about the wedding, and he was saying he said we can get married at the courthouse. He really didn't say we could, but he was saying the courthouse, and she was like, no, we can't do all that, this, that, and the third. So first, let's play. This is Mr. Derrick Jackson. I know people know Derrick. He got into trouble, but he's finna say about the unrealistic expectations from men. So let's listen to that, and then we'll listen to the woman, then we'll see what it go from there.
You know, that's what trips me out. It's like we say women got the unrealistic expectations, and some of them do, but ain't nobody got more unicorn, fairy tale, Dora the Explorer expectations of the opposite sex than us men. Again, some women do expect a man to be 6 feet tall and make six figures and have a six-pack abs, and that's unrealistic for most men. But I know like 10 dudes already that fit into that category. All you got to do is have a good job and some good genetics, and you're straight. But look at us. Like, what do we expect of a woman? She got to be a virgin, but she got to be a freak. She got to pay half the bills, but she got to do 100% of the cleaning, the cooking, the child raising. She got to be exhausted from all of that, you know, all the cooking and washing and cleaning and all that good stuff, and still be horny enough to meet our sexual needs and get a good night's rest, but also wake up in the middle of the night in case we want some head and a turkey sandwich. That ain't it. She also got to give birth to all our babies because, you know, we got to have that legacy. But then she can't have no stretch marks, and she got to lose that baby weight in 30 days or less. And then she got to do it while fighting postpartum depression by herself, because we're going to tell her she having an attitude or something like that, because all we thinking about is we ain't got no vagina in the last 6 weeks that she got to take to heal. That ain't it. Then she can get older, but she can't look older. Otherwise, we're going to say that she's falling off. Like, the list goes on, but just tell me something. How many women do you know that fit into that category? None.
Okay, so I'll ask you. We'll talk about the man that first for a little bit. Is any of that? Is any of what he's saying accurate? Because before I said, you know what, I'm just not gonna get a clip of expectations or not from women. I want to do it from a man's point of view too, because I want to be fair. Mm-hmm. Is any of that what he's saying, in your opinion?
In my opinion.
Is any of that true?
In my opinion, I would say 20% of what he said is true.
Okay.
And I agree. In today's time, you know, men say they want women like their mothers and their grandmothers. And in today's time, you're just not going to have that when it comes to the home. You heard what Tyler Perry said. Let's be honest. If we're going to have this conversation, let's be honest about the conversation, MJ.
Correct. Back
in the early 1900s and 1920s, 30s, 40s, and 50s and 60s, the black men, or the men, let's just say men, were the ones to go out there and work. And they could bring home most of the bacon by themselves. And women did work. This thing that women didn't work, you don't know your history. I can go back to the civil rights movement, that women were nurses and teachers, and they worked. So I don't understand where that comes from.
Right.
It's just the man was able to bring the bulk of the bacon. But once again, back in the day, during that time, a house cost $3,000 and some dollars. That same house today would be $300 some thousand dollars. With inflation and just with affirmative action, and a lot of women want to go work, a lot of things just not gonna happen that way. So both people have to be outside of the home to work to make things happen. So what does that mean? Let's have an honest conversation. So she's not at home most of the time, and you're not at home most of the time. That means both parties have to take care of the home. It means cleaning, cooking. You can't expect her to cook 5 times a week, 6 times a week. She might cook 2.5, and you cook 2.5, and y'all go out the rest of the time. Right. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect her to wash all the clothes and fold it. You're gonna have to help wash, fold, and do. You're gonna have to run the vacuum. You're gonna have to help kids with homework. Correct. It has to be more of a team effort in today's time to make that happen. My thing is, what I hear most men say, they don't have issue with that.
Okay.
What they have issue with is that when the woman brings the bulk of the money home, more so than he, because most time her job pays more, that it's the attitude and the mindset that comes with it, that how she treats him.
Okay.
See, That's the issue right there. Let's get it straight. Let's get that straight first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
100% glad you said that, because the next clip of the woman expressing her feelings will be next. But I'll just talk Derek Jackson for 2 minutes. You're 100% right. The parts I disagree with him are the she can't get stretch marks. I don't know what guy he's talking to that understand that.
We don't care.
And said that she still have to give us the 3-letter word, start with an S, end with an X, as much as we want it. Most men know when you get married, we know that it's gonna decrease. We know that. Gotta have our kids, of course. You know, if we want kids, of course that.
But kids too, so that should cancel it out.
Right.
Let's not say that.
Right.
She wants to.
Right. So I agree with we have to adjust and evolve when it comes to the whole workings of the household. We can't expect her to do the same thing as grandma when grandma was at the house. You know,
that's right. Most of the time, more than he was.
Right.
But now you doing 40, she doing 40.
Right.
So come on now, it's teamwork at the house. You know what I'm saying? That's not the issue for me and MJ.
That's not that's not the issue. That's not the issue.
Because I see more men at the park with their kids than women, because the problem sometimes mama at work, he probably got off.
Right.
You don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we lack in it, but we understand it's not a big issue.
Right.
Like you got to come here and cook.
Yeah, it's not an issue.
We'll go to Golden.
Yeah. If wife don't cook, she don't feel like cooking. If I ain't cooking, then
we're gonna move
no
on.
issue. If the dirty clothes backed up a few days, ain't no issue.
Yeah.
We'll get to them. So yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree with you. Before I get to the woman, Jeff said the economy makes it difficult to have a traditional relationship because everything costs too much. You need to have 2 incomes. 100%, Jeff. 100%, bro.
That's right.
100%.
Like I said, you have to with inflation.
You got to. Yeah, you have to. Okay, so now let's look at this video. This is a woman's opinion about her expectations.
Black women, me especially being educated, and I make, a certain amount. The higher you go, the less likely we see y'all, up at the top. So it's like, you mean to tell me there was another black man that was at the top?
That's the problem too. Like,
yeah,
a lot of women
are
looking for men at the top instead of looking for just a good.
No, because we're not Keke Palmering ourselves these days. At the end of the day, if I am a woman that's doing well and I have built a certain life for myself, I'm not going to lie. If you're going to come into it, I need to know that you're either going to add to it or be able to help me upkeep it. Same vice versa.
Yeah,
I feel like there needs to be an aspect.
By adding, like he has to have the same amount as you, or making the same amount, or if he's making less, would you not want?
I probably would not, because honestly, I've probably been there. I don't think that's foul.
I think that is foul.
I don't think so, because I've been there.
Down statistically, for a fact, you're knocking down like if you talk about black men, because I know you like the black men. We're talking about black men. You're knocking down probably more than half of black men.
Why?
Not a lot of black men are making over $80,000.
But my thing is, once again, but why are you guys putting that on us?
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, we heard what she said.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying majority of black women feel that way, because it's not.
Nah.
What I would say is, and it goes in history. I like to go to a fact in history.
Mm-hmm. And
I want people to think about this. This is the difference between white American and black American.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to affirmative action. Affirmative action benefited the white woman more than it's supposed to have benefited the black man from coming out of the civil rights movement. But it benefited the white woman. But you can say what you want to say. The white woman got it right when it goes to their household, because the white woman, even through affirmative action, and she moved up in the corporate world, she still accepted that man who did not make as much as him. White women chose to take that money back into the household. Black women chose independency. And so we're so caught up on economics, when last time I checked, 50,000, 100,000. Okay. So if we concentrate what we can bring together, even if she's bringing 80 and he's bringing 50, what is that? That's 130.
Right.
So what I'm saying, together collectively as a family, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and that's what we're missing. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go back in history, like he was trying to get her to see, black men does not make as much money in this season right now as black women right now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they get paid more. If you go look at salary rise, the only reason we're still a little bit ahead of them is because we work more hours.
We work more hours.
That's the only reason we had them, right?
The thing is, and then we have to go back to this. This is where we become ignorant. We have to go back where we drop the ball in the black community with all these young black men who might not have the brain sense, but they can work with their hands. See, we've taken the body shop, the wood shop and stuff out of schools that these men can leave high school and go right into the workforce and make $100,000.
Yeah, the trades, right?
The trades. We took that out when the backbone of the black community coming out of Reconstruction was working with our hands, MJ.
Correct.
So Correct. we took that out of and we told the black man, okay, you're universal bus. You got to go to school and do this, and this to be successful and make this type of money. And some men are just not. Their minds are not built that way, but they're good with their hands. They can go build anything. You get what I'm saying? So then they later on, that's why I believe what they say. That's why a lot of black men, they start reaching their financial prime in their 40s because they're finding themselves. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of black men don't want to wait on that, bro. They don't.
Yeah, and what I like, and I'll say this: I have no problem with a woman having standards, even men.
They gotta be realistic, though.
That's what I'm getting to. I have no problem with you having standards, but you have to understand with your standards come consequences. So the more unrealistic, and I ain't gonna say unrealistic, the more your standards fit into the minority of men or women, the less likely chance that you're going to find completely what you're looking for. I'm in the mindset of today is to find a good percentage of your standards and help build. And I think that's the message we're missing when we start talking about relationships. We're getting away because grandmama had standards, great grandmama had standards, auntie had standards, right? But they also had the mindset of if this guy or this female or granddaddy say this female not meeting the standards, then I can take a percentage of what I like and we can build upon that. And if we start back preaching building and togetherness and unity and let's go on as one instead of trying to get a ready-made man or woman,
that's not gonna happen.
We like it tailor-made, ready-made when let's be honest, statistically, like my man said, you're erasing the greater percentage of men or women because your expectations or your standards are just too high. And I'll say this too, and we'll go to the next video. I'll say this. It's not all solely the woman's these generation of women fault, because auntie has been telling aunties and grandmamas, everybody been telling the female, the black female, go live your best life and get your bag.
It's the single auntie who you know,
right,
been around and been through.
Because when you say, okay, well, what does living your best life mean? You can't get a solid definition of it.
Experiences,
right? Experiences. That's it.
That's not good for women.
Correct. And so I think we have to start there. We got to start with.
We are a culture who and I don't understand this, and I would like some pastors to help me with this. We are a culture who teach God first, right? But we'll tell young women, have your best life, go live your life. and get all these experiences with these experiences soul ties. Mm-hmm. And then you wonder why when you in your 30s, you all messed up because that man that old girl was talking about, he's out there, but he gonna take you through. And now you're saying ain't no good men out there. Mm-hmm. But it's the standards that you put out there because most men that's making $100,000 and some thousand, $130,000, they're not gonna take you trying to grow like that man that's making 50. Right. They're gonna say, hey, I don't care about your career. I want you to be at home. I want you to cook clean. I want my food, this and that. And you ain't got a voice. Right. Let's be honest.
Because basically what the characteristics that man had to do to get to that success, he built characteristics on the way. So then once he meets you, he gonna say, you have to get on my program.
Program or there's no program.
Right.
You get what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, Janae White. Hold on, let me see if she. Yeah, single women keep women single 100%. Jeff. Janae White, she on my Facebook. You can come to the YouTube, but I read it. She said, "What are these experiences that are not good for women? Is that a double standard?" Do you want to answer that, Alan, or would you like for me?
What's the question?
She said, "What are these experiences that are not good for women?" Question mark. Is that a double standard? That's from Miss Janae White.
Oh, that's my classmate. What's up, Janae? You can.
Oh yeah. Huh? You want me to answer? Okay.
Yeah, you can.
I'll say this, Miss Janae, how you doing? I think certain double standards are needed. That's one, and I'll go into that.
You could walk a crazy line.
No problem. You know me, don't care. The experiences for men and women are different. I wish Miss Janae was. You can hit us up. You can get on camera if you want to. The life experiences for men and women are different when it comes to. This is my opinion, y'all. This is not Bible. Are different for men and women. Our journey is different from a woman's. So statistically, and we can look at our family and see that when women have these experiences, when it comes to, and most of the time when these aunties and these cousins say live your best life, what they are meaning is go on your girls' trips and travel. Well, what happens is a lot of the times these women fall victim to the game in these when they are traveling, these girl trips, because we all know, let's keep it. Come on, let's keep it 1,000, Janae. When these girl trips are getting planned, it's about some rhetoric. And let me preface by saying this. I have no problem with a woman going out there and it's girl trip, being a little, pushing the envelope a little bit. Listen, I have as long as it's tasteful, I have no problem with it. The problem is we got to be real what's going on in our community. See, we can't be so focused on the double standard and not look at the statistics that is affecting us so bad. We can't say, oh, that's a double standard, but then you turn around and see, 80% of women that go on girl trips, that keep the single life, live their best life, by the time they're in their mid 30s and 40s, they almost can't coexist with a man because they have so many trust issues that they done built up with these guys, and they thought, oh, this was the guy. They look for the wrong guy, the UPS guy that's dropping your packages off. You don't even notice him. They did a statistics that said, Alan, women don't notice 85% of the men that's in their life. That means the guy that's giving you your coffee at Starbucks, you don't notice him. He's a nice guy. He's God-fearing, but he makes $20,000 a year. And because you went to school and got a bachelor's degree, now you're making 50, 60, or you got your master's, you're making 80, 90. Women are naturally hypergamous. So they're going to shoot for their level and up. So what happens is you don't notice 85% of the guys because they're not making it as much as you. Those are the nice guys. Those are the God-fearing guys. Those are the guys that might treat you right, that might input something into you. You're shooting for the other 10% of the guys that the other 90% of the women are shooting for.
They're shooting for the futures.
They're shooting for the futures, bro. They're shooting for the futures now.
If and you got baby mama, super plain dude.
And what happens?
So hold on. And then the women gets hurt, and women are never held accountable for their actions because you knew he had 12 other baby mamas. But because he is on your far as making money, he's on your level, you gave him a chance. He told you the same story he told the other 12 baby mamas. But this dude who making 30, 40, not 30, but 40 or 50 or 60, you're not gonna give him the chance. You giving him something, he's gonna take you through the mud.
Just like old girl just said, she's not dating if she's making 80, she's not dating no one that's making 50. And to me, that lessens your pool. So what happens is the guys that's making 100, they want you to get on their program, and then you accept things that the guys is making 100,000 that you're not going to accept from the 50. It just is what it is. So these experiences, Mrs. White, is what I'm talking about. And men can have that same experience and it not affect them as much. So when you say, is that a double standard? Yes, it is. The reason why that double standard is needed is because the scars are not the same. They may look the same, but men take certain scars and we put a Band-Aid over it, bleed a little bit and that's it. But women, sometimes it gashes them and it affects them going on until when they finally ready to be a wife and motherhood and things like that.
I know this might sound bad, but even when you read the word talked about Mary being a virgin. He ain't say nothing about Joseph being anybody could show it to me. I'm kind of well around in the word. Yeah. Show me Joseph was a virgin, come holler at me. I know why Christ chose Mary to be a virgin, her purity, this and that, but he chose that because he didn't need no woman having these different experiences. Mm-hmm. He wanted her to be pure. Mm-hmm. But Joseph, it never said Joseph was a virgin. He was a good man. It never said that. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest, the difference. It really is, man.
It is. And let's be honest. Most women want men with experience. Not too much now. You can't be. But I'm talking about well-rounded, not just in one area, but well-rounded. You know what I'm saying? And that's our journey. So Miss Janae, I hope I kind of, yes, it's a double standard, but I think double standards are needed. Just like we have double standards that's practiced in the law, bro. If it's a fight between me and my wife and the police come, if she has a scratch on her, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
It's certain double standards are needed, but that's for that's for another show. Tashante Moore, congrats you guys. Oh, what's going on? Yeah, we appreciate that. A lot that opens to any key is useless. Ha! 100%, Jeff. And Penny Anderson, what's up? She laughed. Okay, let's play this last video, then we can talk about it. I'm glad we got some married people in here that's coming in. So, and people that's in relationships. So let's look at this last video and ladies and gentlemen, tell me what y'all think about this opinion from this lady and this man.
At the venue that I picked out. And that's that. Like, there's nothing else really to talk about. You can give me what I want and don't give me nothing at all. You can marry somebody else at a courthouse. I'm not taking that from you. If you want to get married at a courthouse so bad because that's important to you, you can do it with somebody else.
It's just why spend all the extra money for the
because
same?
That's what I want. That's what I want, and that's what I'm gonna have.
Right, so maybe further on down the line, maybe that could be that could happen.
Do it right the first time, and you don't got to do it again. Do it right the first time. You don't have to do it again. If you want to get married at a courthouse, go do that with somebody else. Be cheap with somebody else. But if you want to be with me, you already know. I already said my piece. I said my piece. I'm not gonna keep talking about it because it's getting redundant at this time.
Wow.
I didn't play. I gotta say this. I didn't play. It was two videos. I couldn't find the first one because I seen this last week. She was saying the amount of money they want to spend on the wedding, I think was like 50 grand. And my man wasn't opposed to at first. The first video he was saying, why can't we dumb it down? Not dumb it down, but let's go.
That's right.
Right. And more realistic. And then with her responses, he was like, well, if you love me or whatever, we could just get married at the courthouse. And then that led into that video.
MJ, look, man, I'm one of the most marriages I respect is my in-laws, Mr. and Miss Jolly. They got married at the courthouse and they've been married 51 years.
Yeah.
It's all about me and Kim wedding was $700. Yeah. Just want to be married. We'll be married 14 years. next week. I think Wednesday, October the 3rd.
Yeah.
And if I had to, I would have went right down to the courthouse and married King.
Thanks.
So this is what I'm saying. Men think logical in this economy in this time. Why spend $50,000 on a wedding?
And you see the house, you see the housing, you see the house prices.
Man, you talking about, set yourself up, put some money up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Think about the future. That wedding, really, a wedding's for everybody else.
Yeah, that's fact.
You know what I'm saying? If she want to be married, it don't matter. You can have a minister come bring his black book and marry you right there.
Point blank. Point blank. Jeff said these women want weddings and not marriages. Also, Miss Janae White, I don't disagree with him. I got married at a courthouse.
That's right. Look at that,
Miss Janae.
There you go.
Yeah, but you know what? And
Janae, we're gonna come back to it. She was one of the fifth graders when Granddaddy came to the school.
Oh, for real? Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
oh man, that's what's up.
Long time.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I 100% agree. And think about it. One of our friends got married. Matter of fact, you married one of our friends in his mama house.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's so. And Jeff hit it on the nail with that. They want weddings and not marriages. A lot of the times, especially with this climate, and sometimes social media have a lot to do with it.
Social media has messed a lot of women up with these unrealistic expectations, especially that lady who said if that man ain't paying $300, that's not enough for the first date. Me and my wife first date was $40. We went to Fridays.
You said what now?
She said that $300 is not enough for a first date, MJ. I said, wow. Kim and I went to Fridays in a movie on our first date. I don't think I spent $40, MJ. And Kim was smiling ear to ear. We had a good time because we just wanted to be in each other's presence, bro.
Right.
Are you serious? Because they want to get on Instagram. Instead of building a relationship, they want to take pictures. Look what I'm at. Look what I'm at. Their friends or put it on Instagram. It's all about the show. Correct. I wish you had that video when that lady, when the women said, when the man asked the women a question, if a good man came in your life right now and gave you everything you wanted, what you needed, right now, a good man, would you choose him or Instagram? And 5 out of the 6 women chose Instagram over the good man that they wanted, MJ.
Yeah, I remember that video. And because they said if he had everything you wanted, and he said, look, can you delete the Instagram because it's, whoop whoop. And they was like, nope, I'm not deleting Instagram.
Deleting Instagram.
Well, because let's be honest, attention, just like on that Dave Chappelle parody when Rick James said cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Mm-hmm.
Attention is a hell of a drug. Sorry, Grandma. Yeah. Attention is a hell of a drug, man.
It really
is. It really is. Penny said, in my opinion, I feel that he should let her go get what she wants somewhere else because it's not going to stop there. 100%.
And the marriage ain't going to last long, MJ.
It's not.
It's not. Shaking my head. On that, they're not going to last long.
It's not. Shaking my head. I feel sorry for the dating scene. You're right, Jeff.
Yeah, man.
And my first date was a nice dinner at home alone. Yeah, see? And you know what? And I'll be honest, man. A lot of the good times and the good memories where I appreciate my wife more were the times where I didn't. Because I'm gonna be honest.
Mama said,
Daddy might took the cake on that one.
First date was Burger King.
First date, Burger King.
They've been married 40 years, LJ?
40 years. Yeah, mom and dad been married 40 years.
Come on, man.
So yeah. What I appreciate my wife more of the times because anytime she hate me telling the ham sandwich and the cheese puff story because I always tell that I appreciate her more in those times because when we first hooked up, I was working at Ross in the storage room making $7.15 an hour.
Yes, sir.
And she still value me the same today. Now that I can't do nothing, I'm probably making quadruple. Well, I don't know what's above quadruple. But it's the same. And what I'm saying, we appreciate those times like that when you get seasoned in your relationship and man, you appreciate it. So a lot of the times, man, when I hear women talk like this, as a man, I would question, are you really genuinely here for me?
That's right.
Or are you here for everything I can bring and do for you?
That's right.
Yeah, Miss Janae said, wow, social media messed up a lot of people's expectations.
It did, MJ. They got to get flown out now. They got to fly.
Yeah.
They got to fly somewhere now.
Yeah, they got to fly.
They got to buy a plane ticket, pay for some rooms, and go to an island that you can't even pronounce. For this woman to show her that, look, you really mean a lot to me. Y'all need to get off social media.
Yeah.
Social media is unrealistic. What social media did, man, is made people feel like they can live like celebrities.
Right.
And they want that celebrity lifestyle, MJ.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not. Now, don't get me wrong, if you work hard and build, you can have a nice life. But don't think in the beginning, if you don't have this great athleticism like LeBron James or hit the lottery or do something that calls for you to make a big bulk of money at one time, you're not gonna live like that. But you can build blocks, bro.
Correct.
You can have you can build a foundation that you can live a nice, good life, that you and your wife can travel. Y'all can travel abroad. Y'all can go where you want to go, take your kids where you want to go, when you want to do it. It takes time. And that's what I think people don't want to put in the time. It's just like now. We Alabama fans, MJ. Right now, Alabama slump. Nick Saban got all them national championships at Alabama, but just because we on a slump for 2 years, some people like, oh, Nick Saban, it's time for him to go, this and that. Are you serious? What have you done for the state? That's the mindset of the people. You know what I'm saying? But
you're 100%, and I'll show this because I meant to show this, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I want y'all to check this out. Now, we all know I consider Denzel Washington the GOAT of acting.
Yeah.
You can argue with me about that later. But I want you to understand, it says, after Denzel Washington's first date with Pauletta, he ran out of money and she had to pay for the cab fare. It is now their 38th anniversary. I think this was last year, this year. And they now have a combined net worth of $280 million.
Look at that.
Understand something here, y'all.
MJ.
And Denzel Washington got up and said, I will not be the man I am. I will not be alive if it weren't for Pauletta Washington.
MJ.
We talking about Denzel now.
They want Barack Obama. Remember, Michelle was with him and he had a hole in the car.
In the bottom of his car.
Down, you see the hole, the bottom of the car, MJ.
And look, now they talking about breadwinner. Michelle was the breadwinner.
Michelle was a breadwinner.
She was the lawyer. He was a community organizer.
That's right.
She was the breadwinner.
No.
And see, I think if we start preaching a little bit of that, because I preach that to my girl. Hey, let me let you know something. Yeah, this man, look at his character, because I promise you, man, I can tell for myself, I'm the same guy that I am. I'm the same guy I am today that I was 15 years ago, 16 years ago, when I met Charlene, 17 years ago. I'm the same guy. My income has changed. A lot has changed. But my character is the same. So I think if we start preaching that to our women, because let's be honest, women make this world go round. If women, why do you think they try to destroy they're trying so hard to destroy the black woman's image right now? They put all these sexy reds out here, all these women, they're trying to destroy it, bro. And because they're trying to perpetuate a certain image. And what I want to say is, if we start preaching to our women and start putting it back out there, like you said previously, we start perpetuating more of the Michelle Obamas, the Claire Huxtables, and the Pauletta Washingtons and people like that. Then women will start looking more at men's character and the quality of man instead of what he got in his pockets. And Miss Janae White said 100% Michelle saw his potential. She saw Barack's potential.
And ain't nothing that you can say about Michelle to Barack. It ain't nothing you can say about Miss Paulette to Denzel Washington. It ain't nothing you can say about Magic Johnson's wife to him. It ain't nothing. Samuel L. Jackson's wife, I wish you would say something about it. You get what I'm saying? But everybody want what they have, but don't want the journey, MJ.
Right.
And that's what's wrong with people. They don't want the journey.
Right.
The journey is the most important because guess what? Without the journey, they don't have the marriages that they have, bro.
Correct.
That's just what it is.
Correct.
Without your journey as an individual, you are not the person you are today. It could be good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Without your journey, your decision that you've made, you know, you might be in the predicament you in.
Mm-hmm.
But if you switch up your mindset through the journey, then you'll see evidence. The harvest of you as a person will come at the end of that journey. And the harvest of their marriages to being married for 50 years, 40 years, 30 years with that mate, going through the mud, going through the financial struggles and everything. Look at the harvest, bro. 100%. Look at the harvest.
And it was, I totally agree with you preaching. Miss Janae White, she over here on the YouTube. What's the journey builds character? 100%. 100%. 100%. It built the journey builds the character, man.
That's right.
People don't understand that. You're right. They want that microwave, but see, you got to have that crock pot.
You got to have it in the oven.
See, that's the best. See, that to fall off the bone meat right there. Right. See,
you got to cook all day. Remember?
Yeah.
They prepared Sunday. They prepared Sunday evening meal Saturday night. Huh? They let that thing slow cook. It wasn't in the crock pot then, Jay. No microwave. You had the oven.
It was an oven.
Everything was oven.
Yeah.
You got the seasoning right, put the aluminum foil, know when to take it off. And you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, got to check it. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is people have to sit back and say, I'm willing to sit, like Ice Cube said about business. And it's the same thing over relationships, man. And we can relate to this. He said, if you're not willing to put 5 years as an entrepreneur behind your business, 5 years without making a dime, you don't want it.
You don't want it.
And that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we was willing to do that.
Yes.
In a relationship, if you're not willing to put 3 to 5 years in it and understand that it takes time to come together and struggle and go through the hardships, you don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So, I see Tristan down there. What he say?
he always gonna come with some bars. So basically, he said these women, they don't even have a microwave, crock pot, or oven. They don't even have a seasoning cabinet. But no, what they do, they want oven and crock pot results from the microwave, bro.
In the microwave, you're not gonna get it. Microwave, you don't care it gonna be cold on the inside of the food.
Yeah,
you got to keep flipping it or not. But
and I'm gonna be honest, that goes for men and women because sometimes I be hard on the women because I think, and I keep it 1,000. I think I disagree with a lot what Derrick Jackson said. I think women are now taught to have the more unrealistic expectations.
They are.
Now because just by the numbers, y'all, take emotions out of it. Just by the numbers, if women are making more money now, and if they're saying 80 to 85% of women are hypergamous, they want men. I'm talking about financially because that's one of the biggest things men are judged off of, which I think need to change also. I think you need to look at his work ethic, his ambition, because if you meet a man with a good job, but he don't have good work ethic, let's say he was grandfathered in that job and then he lose that job and now it's time to go get another one. If he don't have that good resilience and work ethic, then that you were chasing the dollar. Now that dollar that came back and bit you in the behind. But if you got a man that he ain't where he want to be yet or where you want him to be yet, but his work ethic is top, his ambitions is there, he's resilient. Then you can say, you know what, I can just push this man a little bit and help him out, and he gonna get to the highest.
Stand behind him. Look at us. Prime example. We got wives that stand behind us. Shoot, we doing this. People don't know, man. One day we're gonna write a book on the journey, MJ.
Yeah, we got to.
The jobs we done left. The things we done. I'll give you a little bit. Me and my brother, we do Uber. We started on Uber Eats because we needed our time to be free.
Correct.
We needed our time to be free. Said, bro, we can't be in these jobs. We gotta go do tours. We gotta go speak here. We gotta do this with the foundation. So what we gonna do? So we needed something that's gonna just allow for us just to go in. We need to go get it and get off of it.
Correct.
So then we were doing that for a while. And then we started looking at Uber Black.
Yeah, like hold on.
I said, okay, hold on. This is different. Different money right here. So my brother went and got a black Tesla. I went and got a Yukon Denali, and we started doing that. And the money is great, but guess what? We got to go get it.
Gotta go get it.
And guess what? When we want to go do a tour, we just don't sign in. But guess what? We going down at a 7 and put the same mentality we have.
Correct.
How we get up at 2:00 in the morning, a.m.
Correct.
Be out there to do our Uber or whatever. I got a couple of private customers or whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The drive is not about what he lose, what type of drive he got to pick up and keep moving.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'll be honest.
Stones, man.
And I'll be honest. The job I left at was the most money I had making in my life.
Still out there on faith. Now you're making more now than you was there.
I had got to the point I was making. I think when I left, I'm making over $30 an hour, and that was elite, man. But guess what? Through the resilience, through God and His grace and Him seeing me through and seeing us through, man. And we put the research in and we executed, we adjusted.
That's right.
And now we at the point, man, where if I had to go back there, I'd be like, phew, I'm taking a pay cut.
Yeah.
So
it's all about stepping out there on faith.
That's right, man.
Step out there on faith.
That's right.
You got to understand what God allows for you to do. So when you step out there on faith, you saying Lord, I'm only trusting you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it says faith without works is dead. But I'm finna show you my work ethic that I wanted.
That's right.
I got faith, but I got to show God I wanted my ambition and my work ethic. That's the works.
100%.
So then when God see, okay, he just don't have a fairy tale mind. He has a mind that he exercises faith. Then he says that for your faithfulness.
Right.
You got to be first, you got to have faith. Then you got to be faithful to the faith. Then God says, for your faithfulness, I'm going to give you what you asked for.
There you go.
It's a process, MJ. It's a process. And we got and that's the same thing with marriage. I'm stepping out there on faith for my marriage. Yeah. And then that's why you can see Denzel Washington, Magic Johnson, Barack Obama, and my mom and dad and Mr. and Miss Jolly last so long because they stepped out there on faith. Then they was faithful to what they had faith in. And then God said, for your faithfulness, I'm going to allow for you to go in your older years together.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring you through.
You're speaking a word there because he didn't say because you have faith. He said because your faithfulness, that's action.
That's right.
See, you got to put the work in and be true and have faith in what and show the work. What you're doing, you're working and you're speaking to the faithfulness in what you said you have faith in.
Yeah.
So basically, you showing yourself approved.
Yeah, man. You gotta be faithful to it.
You gotta be faithful.
Being faithful is being committed.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying, bro? That's right. You can have faith. See, a lot of people got fairy tale. They think they at Disney World. They think God got a magic wand and just say, here you go, here you go. That's not how it works. When you ask for something, you got to have faith. And I want people to listen to this and take this word in your daily life. You got to have faith. Then you got to be faithful to your faith. That means you got to be committed. And then when God sees your commitment, he says, okay, for your faithfulness to what you have faith in, I'm going to give you what you asked for.
It's in your heart desire. That's right.
That's right. It's that simple. It's that simple, bro.
But you know, a lot of people fall by the wayside because of that faithfulness. See that because the last word,
they fall by the wayside because they're not faithful, they're not committed.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. See that faithfulness. That's why the last word is fullness. See, because it has to be full. You just can't have the faith. It got to be faithful. That means it got to be full.
You got to be faithful.
You can't have do it, man.
You can't have do it. Ain't gonna happen.
Correct.
Ain't gonna happen.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
So and you 100% right. That ties into relationships too.
It does. everything you do, brother. It ties into relationship. It ties into your job. It ties into your business. It ties into everything about your life. Faith, Christ, Yahweh shines in everything, bro.
That's right.
He's in everything.
That's
and
right.
If you don't have faith in when you say you're gonna do something and you don't be faithful to it and stick to it, it's not gonna happen. But if you go through the mud, Job was all three. He had faith, he was faithful to God, and God gave him back what he lost. He said, for your faithfulness, I'm going to give you everything you lost and more.
And more.
So that's what we have to do every day, MJ. Every day we wake up. That's the mindset you have to live by.
Got to. Daddy said, "Oh,
Dude, that's the truth, man."
Miss White praising, penny clapping, and Daddy said, "Open the doors of the church." You're 100% right, bro. 100% right, man. You know, we can. You're 100% right. We really got to write a book, tell our story. One day we just gonna get. One day we're gonna tell our whole story, man. How everything came to pass. But this is part of the journey. Hashtag message. 100%, Ms. White. It's part of the journey, man, and I think, and I know it'll help some people because you can apply it to your life in so many different ways. If you just stick in there, man, and stay the race and keep running, man, and keep going, you know, and you got to adjust. Like I always say, research, plan, execute, and adjust. A lot of people don't know that adjustment is one of the major parts. Because you're going to do all the research, you're going to plan, then you're going to execute. You're going to be like, I'm ready. Then what's going to happen? The hot water tank going to go out.
Right.
The tire going to blow out.
And then you ain't going to be committed. Then that's where your commitment, MJ.
There it is. It come in. And then you like, man, then what happened? You're having your account get an overdraft fee.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you were going to pay your business GoDaddy with that. And then the overdraft fee comes, and you say, I got some tucked, but that ain't for that. But see, you got to adjust.
You got to adjust, man. You got to adjust, man. You
got
to adjust, MJ.
Yeah.
You got to adjust. Yeah. That's just what it is, man. That's a word, MJ. That's a word.
Yeah, and that's why the title still ties into that realistic and unrealistic expectation that's even in your business. It's unrealistic to think that everything is going to go as planned, bro. That is unrealistic.
But guess what? If this the thing about it, what people don't understand is when if you move like the Holy Spirit leads you to move, those unrealistic expectations, those things, if you're right about it, MJ. See, I'm not mad at the expectations. I'm mad about when you expect it.
Right.
Going in it. But if you go in there and stay the course and you move together, those things that you thought about that you said you wanted, it'll come to pass, bro. You just gotta stay committed. You get what I'm saying?
You're right, because you expect. Listen, it don't come when you expect it.
That's right. See, you going on the front end,
right?
That's putting the work in. Everything you want is nothing wrong with having heart's desires. God will give it to you. Don't get me wrong, but you got to put the work in, bro.
That's right.
Because you got to be ready as a person to sustain it.
That's right.
You ain't ready to sustain it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but if you go in there, you find somebody, and you work together, you build a family, you move forward. Because guess what? Don't nobody speak more into me about my businesses than my wife does, than Kim does. You get what I'm saying? She go out, she speak to me, I go out there and feel like I can move mountains, vice versa.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But guess what? She's speaking it. So those things our hearts desire, we moving towards it.
Moving towards it.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what most people mess up and they go in the front. Oh, he ain't got it. I don't want him. I don't want him.
Right.
Oh, he got that money. I don't want him.
Right.
You're missing out because you don't have foresight. Women have some what you call woman's intuition, but one thing men have, we have insight and foresight. That's what Granddaddy exercised. But when they booed him at Brown's Chapel and then want Dr. King and Selma, Granddaddy had foresight. The Holy Spirit gave him foresight to look on down the road. So if he would have listened to the people, what would have happened?
Right.
But he understood it takes time. We just gotta stay committed.
And you 100 that word you just said, foresight. Apply that into your relationship. Because you're 100% right. Because I tell my daughter now, these AP classes, these boys, because my Jada taking AP classes. But these boys you looking over thinking they nerds, the IB students and all of that, Yeah. Look up in 10 years. See, it's gonna be some girl at your school that got that foresight. Yeah, she looking at him like, okay, he ain't got the swag like I want, but okay.
Cosmetic.
He gonna grow up, he gonna gain a little right. He gonna fill out. I'm gonna see if he can get in the gym a little bit, dress him up a little nice, and he ambitious. Now he had IB student, so he resilient. He's working towards some. Them same guys that you overlooking in 10 years, them same guys gonna be what you trying to get.
That's right.
And you got to have that foresight to understand it's not gonna come ready made. You got to work for it. Nothing come ready made.
Got to work for it.
Got to work for it. Got to work for it.
There you go.
I know we Penny Anderson said preach, yes sir. We turned this thing home, but that's how we do. Listen, they get on me every time. Listen, y'all don't forget the announcements. We will be in McDonough next Saturday, October 7th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Art of Facts. We have original artifacts from the voting rights movement that no one has seen in the nation but us. Telling you won't find these nowhere else.
That's right. It's the truth.
That's the truth, bro. It's the truth. So come out and fellowship with us, listen to us, and come see these artifacts, man, and learn some history. Take back to your school. Bring your grandkids, your kids. So when they go back to school and you know Black History, January, February coming up, they'll be one up. They'll get A's on their projects because they got some hidden treasures. So y'all come out to McDonough Public Library, man. We'll be there next Saturday. It was one more thing I was going to say and I forgot. Lord,
too young to be forgetting, man.
I know, man. Just 40, so it's all good. It's all good. But we appreciate y'all joining us. We appreciate everybody that participated. Tristan, Penny, Janae, of course, Daddy, Mr. Eddie Wilson. What's going on? Jeff here. Mr. Shante, we really appreciate all y'all joining in. Come back next week. What was I gonna say? I can't remember, man. Good God Almighty. What was I gonna say? Man, I can't remember. But y'all come back next week. Keep all the announcements in your hearts. And y'all listen, take care of yourself over the weekend. This year is coming to an end. Listen, don't give up. Don't let your foot off the gas, man. The year's at the end. I'm talking about October is here. We almost just got a little above 90 days, about 100 days left. In the year strong, man. Don't give up. Because you know what my granddad used to say. After every night,
there comes a day. So when that night come in your life, no, day coming.
It's coming.
You should be excited because growth can happen.
Change. Yeah, hey, look. Side note, me and bro, I ain't gonna say what I be saying to him. I say, hey, bro, next year we gonna be doing this, or the year after we gonna be doing this. And I'm excited about what's coming down the pipeline for the foundation. And the most part I'm excited about is how I know we can help people.
That's right.
When we get resources through the foundation. That's one of the most things that I've been wanting to do. It's not for any type of personal gain or anything. And I know it comes with it because some people come to us saying, oh, we Google your granddad and we see pictures of y'all coming up. And even when people get in the Uber and I tell them why I'm Ubering, and they think you a celebrity. And I cringe a little bit when I hear that, because that's not the main objective. And I know sometimes some things come with it. But to be honest, I want to get resources to help people, man.
Yeah, people just be excited. They can't believe, because I'll tell you a little story. One gentleman, man, he made me get out of the truck and take a picture with him.
Oh yeah, I had that.
One lady started crying. She was like, wow. She said this because the Martin Luther King Center was closed and I was dropping them off. I said, well, Google, FD, I went down the spill. She was like, I can't believe it. And she got out the truck, take a picture. She started crying. I was like, and she started reading up on granddad and stuff, man. It just, it's humbling, to be honest with you, man.
That's right.
For people to receive him in that manner and receive us and then receive our story journey, man, because it's most definitely been a journey.
Yeah.
In the blueprint, because there's other civil rights icons, families who we lay in the blueprint on how to get them on the national level. In today's time with social media and everything else, you can't go about it the old way. Times have changed.
Right. And I had a story like that, man. with two Caucasian ladies, man, and this other Uber driver. I got out, they gave me a hug. I'm talking about one of the ladies, Miss Linda, her name is Linda. She hugged me, seemed like 20 seconds. And then the Uber driver, the other Uber driver looked at me like, what did you do to them to get that type of reaction, you know? But, you know, I couldn't go through the spiel, but yeah, it's humbling, man. And it's amazing to be attached to such great legacy.
And I must say, man, I'm proud of you, MJ. As brothers, we tell each other, I love them. I'm proud of them for us taking a step.
Facts.
Understands, you know, because we and I'm in my families, man, our wife, Kimberly, Charlene, they move with us. Dad, everybody else. But I'm talking about our wives and our kids, man. They are part of this movement too. And they understand, man. And I appreciate our wives. I don't think that, you know, our wives have really been chosen to be with us because, you know, it's a lot of parts moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of switch up and change ups.
It is,
you know,
because you know we had a tour booked for this weekend. They canceled, and I told, and you know, Charlene, she gets the tours, and sometimes, you know, we may have not, you know, big things planned, but certain things planned that you know, and sometimes, you know, it just so happens that I may have to be exited out the plans because I got to go do a tour or speak or something, and she just take it like a champ and say, well, you know, or I'll go with the kids, or we'll FaceTime you, you know, while you're in Selma or something. And so a lot, you know, it's a job to be in their position because it's not noticed and it's thankless.
That's right.
You know, because as this, let's be honest, as this gets bigger and swell, you know, of course, you know, we gonna give them the shine, we gonna give them the props, but ain't no pictures of them when they Google Granddad. It's us, but they just don't know behind the scenes.
That's right.
You know, it's people. And shout out to our dad. You know, he pretty much, he said here, you know, you know, with a lot of things that, you know, he could have, you know, just said, hey, you know, we're gonna move like this, but he kind of submitted us and said, well, you know, what y'all want to do, how y'all want to roll with it, and that's how we're gonna roll with it. So yeah, we can't let LD or Marvin sing it down. We got to
that's right.
That's right. Or Francis, we got to.
That's right, man.
We got to get it right, man. So
yeah,
we appreciate everybody. But yeah, it's truly an honor to be attached to man. I remember before we go, I know we're long with it. I remember Mike Smith. Matter of fact, I got to hit Mike back. Mike, when I was working at Old Dominion, man, this man here, he used to bust in the door, blue, and he used to say, and I used to be sitting in the lunchroom, and he'll Alan, they can be new hires. He'll come in the room and he'll just say, hey man, do you know who that is sitting right there? And then I look up like, man, here he go. This man grandfather's the reason why all y'all get the vote. And then he was never ashamed of saying it, like him and Clay, like it's
Clay, yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? That they are pushing, man, and they're not scared. So yeah, we appreciate the relationships we build along the way, man. So y'all come back next Thursday. I said we was gonna start announcing our next topic, but we don't know. We talked about a couple things, but we'll start doing that. But we appreciate everybody joining us, and take care of yourself. Have a great weekend, and we'll see y'all next week.